Okay. So let's start popping, I would say, right? Let's start popping. Create a copy of you. You minus on you. You minus on you. Take action. And you plus on you. You plus on you. And you minus on you. I told you, not impossible, not impossible. Welcome everybody to one of my most favorite archetypes, and this is Junt, the color combination of black, red and green. We are playing a 3-colored mid-range control-ish type of deck, and why do I enjoy this deck so much? Well, this deck is a really amazing against current meta, not only through some additions with our Phyrexia will be one, for example, like Tyvar, but also some really underplayed card, for example, like Cemetery Gatekeeper. You know how amazing this card is, not only against Grixis, but also against Esper midrange or Esper Legends. This just often puts our opponent on turn 4, turn 5, as low as 10 life, because these decks usually run mostly creature spells and really require to deal first with the Gatekeeper. But also Gatekeeper is amazing to trade against the First Strike or against a lot of other creatures, because he has First Strike himself. Who doesn't know what this creature does is whenever it enters the battlefield, you exile a card from a graveyard. So we have some graveyard hate integrated if my opponent is playing some reanimation shenanigans like Atraxa, for example. And then whenever an opponent on you, so any player, casts a spell with the same type, so creature, instant sorcery, enchantments, and so on and so forth, the Cemetery Gatekeeper gonna deal 2 damage to this player. This is why be careful that it doesn't deal too much damage to you, but we have usually a lot of card filtration and know how to play against this sort of decks, and sometimes taking 2 damage in an ability to pop off with our combo, for example, Bloodtithe Harvester, Kiki, or with our Tyvar combined, can just remove the whole board from your opponent in 1 turn. That is really powerful, and this combo is worth, for example, taking 2 damage against another creature matchups. Also, I think Vraska is very well positioned in this meta, not only 5 mana or 6 mana planeswalker, but also being able to remove key pieces from your opponent's creatures and also draw cards in cost of life, and proliferating in the same time is very powerful. And Proliferate is a sub-team that we are running, because you see maybe here Drawn to Ichor and Whisper of the Dross. This is why I find this combo very interesting with Bloodthirsty Adversary, because not only when it enters the battlefield with our Tyvar we can reanimate it, but also when we pay the 3 extra mana, we can return one of these proliferating spells, target something else, and then adversary will become suddenly a 4/4 because you put a 1/1 counter on it. So it's a 3/3, and after the spell with Proliferate is resolved, it's a 4/4 haster that took out something from the graveyard and can come back again with our Tyvar. And of course we can copy it with our Fable of the Chikibriki. And then a key card in our deck to stabilize against creature matchups and aggro decks is of course Sheoldred, and this is also a card that I consider to be one of the most important cards in your deck, especially against aggro matchups. But also you see maybe on the site I have a sideboard created, and from now on I will create for a lot of decks a sideboard guide, because I think some of my viewers enjoying playing in best of 3, and I believe this deck performs much better in best of 3 than in best of 1, because of in these color combinations we have so many tools to adjust. But you see maybe I keep the sideboard almost or everything in our Rakdos colors, because the only green spell we are splashing green here, and we have here 11 green sources, is for our Tyvar. This is why we also run 4 copies of it. Let's go shortly through the sideboard, I think, and then we're gonna go into the gameplay and enjoy this in best of 1, because I really like to play this deck, and I think some of you will like to play it also in best of 3. So let's check out what we have here. 3 times duress. Obviously, if we play black, you need some sort of duress, not only against another control or mid-range opponents, but also against all these mono blues and all these Azorius control players. Sometimes also against Grixis really powerful, but against Grixis we have a little bit other tools too. Then we run 3 copies of Brothers Sudan, because we need sometimes a board sweep, especially against go wide strategies. I think Toxic is one of these go wide strategies when they try to create a lot of 1/1, 2/2 tokens, and Brotherhood is just a game changer in these matchups. Then stuff of completion is 3 mana rock that costs you life, but again at the end life is not something that matters against control opponents, because we usually want to draw cards, we want to proliferate, we want to ultimate our Lily as soon as possible. This is why one staff against control, a really powerful tool. Usually control mid-range depends. Against Grixis I will not put it, against Esper I will not put it, against Azorius I will definitely play it, and some other control-ish mid-range type of decks. Flameblast Bolt against mono black, exiling the key creatures. So in general, exile is a really powerful tool against mono black, because we can not only deny the graveyard but also deny them the card draw with the underdog. 2 times Unlicensed Hearse. Why? Because mono blue is a thing, and Unlicensed Hearse, I found that this is the most effective counter spell or counter to mono blue, because if you start in exiling all their instant and sorceries, everything gonna cost for them really much, and also the genie will be super low power, as low as maybe 0 sometimes. This is the most effective way I found to deal with mono blue. Unlicensed Hearse, put it in, usually they scoop as soon as they can, because they don't have any answers and they usually require to counterspell it. This is why be smart, but usually you will sideboard it if you lost, right, against mono blue. I mean, this deck has the ability to win against mono blue, but nonetheless, if you lost and game 2 you sideboard Unlicensed Hearse, on turn 2 they cannot counter it, and usually it's a GG for you. And then Urubrask Forge, I long hesitated to put it in the main board instead of our Lily of the Veil, but this is why we are more controlish type of decks, because we have some cheap removal spells for small creatures, and then Lily hits the board and remove one of the big creatures is really powerful. But Urubrask Force with Proliferate team, of course, a really powerful tool. Here again against mid-range and control decks, amazing tool, because often they have difficulties to remove artifacts. Invoke Despair don't hit artifacts. Mono black in general don't have a lot of tools to deal with Urubrask Forge, and then suddenly if we start popping off with a Forge and Proliferate team, it can go really fast for our opponent. And then 2 times Sorin, because I think he's against mid-range really powerful, especially against Grixis. Sorin is a really powerful tool, not only drawing cards, providing also flyers, because Grixis have issues to deal with flying creatures. They don't have anything flying themselves. Usually the 3/3, the Corpse Appraiser that they play on turn 3 will not be able to do anything against Sorin. That blocker will provide you with life, good against Sheoldred, and so on and so forth. So this is why Sorin is a really powerful tool. With this being said, my friends, let's go on to the best of 1 queue and see how this deck will perform there. And here we are, my friends. Welcome to this Proliferating Junt. A Junt deck that I think flies under the radar, because a lot of people are looking into Grix, into Mono White, into Esper Legends, but Junt has, I think, a lot of tools to beat these decks, not only to beat this deck, but also to win against them. And I think also in best of 3, this version can be really strongly adapted to play against all these currently played meta decks. And we're gonna see, we are facing Azorius Skrelv Toxic deck? Are you on Azorius Toxic deck? Let's get rid of it instantly. Just because we can. Theoretically could also have played Bloodtithe Harvester, but we're gonna see if my opponent has something else in mind. Talia, you are an Esper deck. He is an Esper deck. Let me think. I mean, Gatekeeper is here against Esper. I think this will hurt him a little bit, but also being able to trade for Talia if he plays Rafine right now will be a really good play, I think. Yeah, Esper Legends. Esper Legends. Take 2, my friend. Take 2, my friend, and take here. Okie dokie. Let's see, 4 mana. I think this is the best play we can do here. Right here, right now. It's okay. No attacks, my friend, because I think next turn the Enderline will be facing Lily. This will be okay. I need another land to pop off with a combo. And see what my opponent has to offer here. For 4 mana, another Talia takes another 2. Okay, sure. Okay. Sure. Good play. Good play. We have another land, okay, so we gonna pop off a little bit now. I forgot about the tax from Talia. I forgot it, my French, but it's okay. It's okay. I think we can do it again. We can get it in, get it done, and next turn definitely with Tyvar pop off. Next. Oh, okay, okay, interesting. Resolve. Sure. Let's get rid of both of you. Maybe El Ganjo. No El Ganjo. Okay, okay. Okay, my Esper friend, you have another creature. Ooh, wedding announcement with Talia in the same deck. Don't know if this is a really good synergy for you, but we're gonna see if you will be happy now if we clear the board. So we're gonna minus on you, so we don't pay so much for our Tyvar. Tyvar minusing on another blood. Ooh, don't mind me if I do. Another Bloodtithe Harvester. The question is, do I really want to kill it? Or do I want to just proliferate my Tyvar and have next turn some blockers, some attackers, everything available, right? I think this is better play. Because we can still deal with Ludovic, for example, easy. Bam, 2 damage in your face. This way Cemetery Gatekeeper is a great addition against Esper. Bam, another get 2 damage. Because they play mainly creatures. They don't play anything else. Oof. Oof. Oof, my friend. There's so much things I can do to you, if I want to. Question is, do I want to? Kill Ludovic. Let's play it, my friend, let's play. Let's kill the Ludo. Let's splash it. Doesn't matter on what we go. Doesn't matter on what we go. Was thinking a little bit too long maybe, but I think my opponent don't really had a big chance here. And you saw how Cemetery Gatekeeper just destroys these creature matchups that try to go mid-range, right? Like Golgari, they're also a really high deck that don't run a lot of removals, but run a lot of creatures mono black, right? With all these things. And these do damage hurts at the end. I mean, look at this. 10 life left without even attacking once. So let's go. Here we are in our second game, and we are missing red for the Gatekeeper, but I think red is one of the more dominant colors that we have, so let's see if we're gonna get it. Annoying. Definitely annoying. There is nothing he can play with Kumano that will be 1 toughness, right? Chick, for example, I could theoretically, but we're gonna see. Right now we need to survive until Sheoldred is out, right? Because Sheoldred will definitely be really powerful against my opponent. Okay, this is again not something we are surviving with game. I can double Whisper to kill, for example, Kumano. I think we're gonna do that. Submit 0. Submit 0. So we need now a land for Lily to hit the Swifter. And then another land, okay. And then another land to hit the Lily, Sheoldred, because we have 2 Sheoldreds. And I hope we will draw it. Because after that, Sheoldred and Vraska will take over the game. But we're gonna see, we're gonna see. Ooh, Stormseeker, you say, huh? Ooh, and then the festivities, wow, nice, nice. Like, mono red on the play, really difficult opponent. So let's go and see if we will survive the next turn or we will be most likely dead. If my opponent has some damage pointed towards my face, this will be painful. If not, I see a chance. I see a chance, to be honest. Another warfare, okay. Sure, I'm gonna block. There is no other option. No other option for it right now. There is a lot of damage here. You minusing bring nothing. I need to start gaining life. This is why let's go with Sheoldred. And now every damage spell, right? The Swiftness Sweeper that deals 1 damage will deal 3 damage. Reckless Impulse. Okay, there he has it. There he has it. Good game, my friend. Furnish Chic from the top. We don't have any answers for it, and happens. C'est la vie. Mono red on the play. Difficult to recover, but we had chances. We had chances, I think. So let's go next. It's usually if you rank up a tier, you lose the first game, but let's go next. Here we are, finally on the play against Jarax Dirt. Or if I pronounce it wrong, don't mind me. Don't mind me. It's okay. It's okay. So here also really good hand. If we have an Anteplant now, it will be much better. But let's see. Let's see what we gotta get here. Sure, this is good. Let's play the Bloodthirsty Adversary. And let's chill, because my opponent most likely has something to interact with it. Lightning Strike. Better than into my face, right? Better than into my face. Again, the goal is to get... Oh. The goal is to get as soon as possible to our Sheoldred against Mono Red, because this is dangerous. Otherwise, this is dangerous. But let's see if we can maybe catch our opponent off guard with our Dross. Okay. Good, I would say. So, good opening hand again from our Mono Red opponent. Takes 2 damage to the face. And the turn, another Shirley is definitely good. Because this will help me to stabilize, and even if my opponent has now interaction for this Shirley, we have a replacement one. And then Tyvar, I think, will take over the game. As soon as we hit our 5 mana Raiju. Okay. As soon as we hit our 5 mana, I think... Should we attack? Let's attack. Let's see if my opponent wants to block it or not. No? Okay. Let's play Tyvar. Let's plus it on Shirley. And let's end the turn. Still, Dross available. Next turn, we have other possibilities available. Let's see what we're gonna mill. Let's see what we're gonna get. 5 mana from my opponent. Should attack, should double attack, but I mean, ooh, nice, bro, nice. Double Raiju on the board. Go face or go Tyvar? This is always a really good question, huh? Always a really good question. Does he go face or does he go Tyvar? Dross again. So don't forget about that. How do you like that? The other Proliferate spell will be better. The Ichor? Itching Ichor? Don't ask me. Okay. Double attack, okay. Where? Okay. 1, 2, okay. How about that? How about that? Proliferate. Still at 5. Nothing else? Okay. Can minus plus, but the draws will not be such a great synergy here right now. Okay, Mono Red, suddenly if they are not on the play, they don't win. I mean, with double Raiju, he should have gone to the face, right? I like when I win against Mono Red, I'm sorry. But let's go next. So here we are. I needed to quit the previous game and also just run to my little one because she woke up, but The previous game was against toxic non-deck, like net deck, like this one. This is definitely a matchup that is much better in sideboard, so in best of 3, but anyway, let's see if we're gonna play here against Fred. Something cool, something interesting. And Fable gonna hit the next turn. No blocks. That's okay. Fable or Bloodtithe Harvester into nothingness. I think Fable is better, right? Fable is better. Fable is better. Let's see if we can compete here against the Mono Celestia. No, you are Abzan. Abzan toxic deck. No, not gonna block, my friend. Oh, another land is good. So Lily is not something I will need here. Let's cycle her. It's a tap land, but it's okay. Let's see if Sheoldred can recover here for us. If she can recover these shenanigans here, otherwise... Oh, wow. Interesting. Erganjo? Looks like Erganjo. Otherwise, I don't see anything else, right? Ah, oh, cool. Cool. Definitely cool. Zoom. Okay. Let's play you. See what we're gonna mill.
Make it a fight to remember. Your story's not finished yet.
And next. Let's see how my opponent wants to pace, and I can still reflection of the Cheeky Mickey. Block the show. Show, my friend, and another Skull Dweller. So opponent going super wide is interesting. Definitely interesting, but we can block a lot. We can block a lot, my friend. Exact, we can block here and here. Okay. So let's start popping, I would say, right? Let's start popping. Create a copy of you. You minus on you. You minus on you. Take action. And you plus on you. You plus on you. And you minus on you. I told you, not impossible, not impossible. And next turn we're gonna redraw a lot of cards. A lot of cards. Because Flamestroker, four cards. Oh, Fred. I'm sorry, is your toxic not good enough? But I mean, he built it himself, okay? At least he didn't net deck, so Fred, respect. Try something new, that's good. I have a similar toxic deck, doesn't perform good, but maybe one day I will find the right sweet spot, because there is this 2-mana enchantment from toxic that gives toxic +2. If you give it to this double striker, it has toxic +3, and if you have a good curve, you can win on turn 3 by having Scurf, giving toxic to the double striker plus the enchantment, and then 1 mana left for proliferating, and you attack with it. Opponent gonna get 9 poison counters, and because of it you can proliferate on your own creature, for example, and then win on turn 3. Really cool deck, but super inconsistent. Maybe 1 out of 10 games the combo happens. Nonetheless, this Jund deck, as I said here, I needed to quit, just in case you didn't notice, or I will cut this game mostly like out, because my little one woke up in the middle of the game. I needed to fast run there, and I don't want my opponent to sit through the loop and think I'm looping him. But it was turn 3. We played against Toxic, Celeste Toxic, with most likely the net deck Toxic. Anyway, this deck, what do I think about it? Do I recommend to craft it? Yes. Yes, I definitely recommend to craft it if you enjoy playing Proliferate. I tried this deck also very similar with a Forge. It's a little bit more aggressive way, but a really, let's say, explosive deck. Because after turn 4, turn 5, this deck just escalates. Why? Because Sheoldred is a really important creature in this deck, one of the most important creatures, I think. And because of Sheoldred, we can play something like Forge, but also proliferating things to the bigger state, because Sheoldred gives us not only stability against aggro decks, but also stability against a lot of chop damage, or a lot of damage that will go maybe towards our Planeswalker. And giving us life and draining opponents slowly but surely is a really powerful tool if opponent don't has instantly an answer. And usually they use their answers already on our 2-drops, because we have some powerful 2-drops that can apply pressure, but also just on themselves really powerful, like a 3/2 2 mana or a 2/2 haster are always really dangerous, right? And then if you start popping with the Forge, for example, it's just incredible. But this is a more control-ish type of deck, right? Like this is more mid-range control. I control the board and do produce a lot of value each turn, like you saw it against the Toxic deck here, where we popped off in one turn because Tyvar will now allow us to untap Cheeky Breaky can copy stuff, and suddenly we can remove the whole board from my opponent just with 2 creatures. This is really powerful, and the sequence there is really important. At the beginning, I often did the mistake, for example, that sometimes my Tyvar is on 2 and I minus him, and then I forget that he dies, then they lose the ability of haste, right? The, like, haste activating ability. So suddenly you cannot activate your Bloodtithe Harvester anymore, and you lose the game because of it. This is something that a lot of people do wrong, I think, besides me. So sequence is here really important. It means as longer you play this deck, as more sequences you will find right. Also, a really nice notice here for the Verdict Flamestroke, the 1 mana, he can be sacrificed on instant speed anytime, right? So right now we will be sacrificing him for 3 mana, right? Next turn I will play Kiki Briki and most likely keep some 3 mana or something else open, or 2 mana, because Kiki Briki will also put a counter on it, and then you can block with it, and then you can sacrifice it, or you can sacrifice it in response of opponent removal. So don't forget about that this is an instant spin spell or instant spin possibility, and drawing 4 cards, especially if you have Sheoldred on the board. Well, bro, you know what's going on. You're gonna get so much life, you're gonna get 8 life, and you will refill your hand, most likely to the ability that you can win the game next turn. So this is why I like the Flamestroke, and this is why a lot of opponents are afraid of it. They usually try to remove it instantly, and then you have, if they remove it on turn 1 with cutdown or whatever, you have your turn 2 free for your adversary, for your Bloodtithe Harvester, and so on and so forth. But anyway, nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed this Jund deck. This goes really strong under the radar. I think this deck is a really solid tier 2 plus, like let's say tier 1.5 deck, because it wins really good. It has a really consistent combo. It has card draw, it has life gain, it has control elements, and I think in best of 3 this deck will shine much more, because we can adapt this deck in really different directions. We can go more aggro, we can go more control, and so on and so forth. So this is a really solid deck that I definitely recommend for best of 1, but also in best of 3. With this being said, I hope you enjoyed it, I hope you like it, and I hope to see you in the next one. Ciao.